Things are heating up in Justin Trudeau's divorce with Sophie Gregoire Trudeau. See, it's recently come out that she may have been dating the surgeon that she's with now for quite some time while she was with Trudeau. This means she might have been using the advantages of being with Trudeau and using our tax dollars living a lavish life when she shouldn't have been. So we've got these two people here, Anna and Marcos, and they were together for 24 years. They came from Argentina, moved to Canada, and set up a good life. After many years together though, they decided to split as things were starting to get a bit nasty. So in January of 2020, they separated and they officially filed for divorce on April 18th. Now at the same time, Sophie and Justin were together for 18 years. They both ended up in Ottawa. Sophie, having enough of the narcissist that is Justin Trudeau, she files for separation on August 2nd, 2023. Now rumors start swirling that Sophie's with another man. She's with another man, but who's she with? It comes out that she was with Marcos the surgeon. Now where things get really spicy is Anna, the ex-wife of the surgeon, when she filed her divorce petition on April 23rd, 2023, this is months before Sophie Trudeau announced her separation with Justin Trudeau, she stated in her court documents that her ex-husband was in a relationship with a high-profile individual and she was worried that her children would be exposed to the high security risk that comes with this. This high-profile individual was named as Sophie Trudeau. So we now know that Sophie Trudeau was with the surgeon on April 26th, which is months before the announced separation with Justin Trudeau. There's much speculation as a bunch of guys would constantly follow around Sophie Trudeau. When she went to go hang out with the surgeon, they'd be wearing plain clothes, standing outside his house, standing outside the hospital, following them around, plainclothes RCMP in disguise. Court documents show that there was some bickering going back and forth between Marcos and Anna as they have two kids together. She said that him being with Sophie was a security concern for her children, and she even threatened to take her children back to Argentina if he didn't stop seeing her. Now, while all this information is really none of anyone's business, but the thing is she's Sophie Trudeau, that comes with a territory. Now, what's more important to me and I would say most Canadians is, was she getting our tax dollars to fund her lavish life while she was with the surgeon? You see, there's multiple occasions where she put on a big fake facade that she was still with Justin when the Bidens were here. There's numerous different posts where she's pretending to be a part of a family with Justin when she was clearly moved on. So we look at the timeline and the dates. We know Sophie announced on August 2nd that she split with Trudeau, but really she was with the surgeon on April 26, 2023. Now, if we look at the surgeon, he initially separated with his wife in January 2020. He moved out of his house with her in February of 2021. So between February of 2021 and April 2023 is when the surgeon and Sophie met and got together. And we don't know, has it been multiple years though, is the key question here, because that's a lot of our tax dollars being spent on her, which it should not be. To her, I'm sure she doesn't even think about it, living a lavish life and then being with the son of a prime minister and then being first lady, as they've been calling her in recent times here. Now, what's spicy about this situation is after Anna found out that Marcos was dating Sophie Trudeau, she threatened to release intimate photos of him. You just know she was picturing Dr. Marcos giving Sophie a full physical. A side note, check out this huge fallen tree. Pretty awesome. At this point, I think we need a full investigation to know exactly how far back that goes, how much was spent on meals, transportation, food, all this kind of stuff, as well as even just after they've announced their separation. Is she getting free flights with him? Are things being paid for her? Obviously they are. I get that her kids are his kids as well, but she needs to pay her fair share. We all know the Trudeaus don't have a squeaky clean record. Justin paid his own family members $425,000 through the We Charity program, which was, that scandal was opened up and exposed. So while this may seem petty, it doesn't matter. It's time to get every dollar back that these Trudeaus have squeezed out of the taxpayers. Some of the bigger costs here will be from when they went on vacation to Tofino, to Jamaica, and really, Trudeau should be paying for her security costs at that point, not us. The next question too is, how long are we going to be paying for security for her with her new relationship? One thing I was wondering about too is, how rich is the surgeon? He's obviously a surgeon, so he has money, but for Sophie to leave Justin Trudeau, a man whose dad was prime minister, is already incredibly wealthy, and you know, you look at his net worth online, it's skyrocketing. He's making more money than basically any other prime minister out there. To leave a guy like that who's so rich, it must have been so bad being with Justin Trudeau, just such a absolute nightmare. And you got to think, a woman like that who's so used to all of that money and power, she wouldn't be leaving Trudeau for just any old guy. And that's why, you know, she went with a surgeon there. But I did some digging to find out what his net worth is. And well, it makes sense here. So it turns out in his divorce, they had multiple homes together. They have a home in Ottawa that's worth $2.6 million. And they also have 3 properties in Florida, condominiums that are total worth $1.4 million. And so that's $4 million total, plus being a surgeon, he's probably got investments and whatever else. So he probably had another $1 million, $2 or $3 million. So he's probably worth $6, $7, $8 million. You know, they split that half, they get $3 or $4 million each. I'm sure she's taking a huge lion's share of wealth with her as she divorces Justin. She probably just figured to herself, doing the math, that with the amount of wealth she's taking, plus a guy who's got a good job, she can get away from the monster that is Justin Trudeau and still be rich. Once the opportunity was there, she took it. So this article here from the National Post shows Canadian taxpayers on the hook for $55,000 of Trudeau's annual grocery bill, which works out to be $1,000 per week. They have kitchen staff prepare meals at 24 Sussex. So basically he's got a private chef that prepares his meals at Rideau Cottage where he lives. Now with Sophie moving out at some point, she still reaped the benefits of that for likely 1 year, 2 years, maybe more than 2 years, 2.5 years. That's not sitting right with me. That's just taking advantage of taxpayers once again. Why do taxpayers pay for the Prime Minister's groceries anyways? The Prime Minister is the second highest paid Prime Minister on planet Earth. $405,000 he can pay for his own groceries. Turns out it's not just the groceries too. The Prime Minister gets to reimburse his internet as well. When asked, not a lot of transparency was given on what the Prime Minister is spending all that money on, the food bill, but they did find out that he spent $1,083 on flow boxed spring water since September 2020. Imagine spending $1,000 on boxed water. It's just absurd, man. I could quite literally go right down there. There's a river down there. Spring water, run it through a filter and drink it for free. Even that dog is pissed that Trudeau spent $1,000 on boxed water. Now, keeping things fair, obviously you'll have Liberals come in and say, oh, well, Harper had a food budget as well. He did. He didn't spend quite as much as Trudeau, but he still spent a lot on his private chef as well. The point being is we need to get rid of this private chef stuff. They can pay for their own food. If they want a private chef, they can pay for it themselves. The real question I'm raising here is Sophie wasn't honest to the public about her situation with Justin and reaped the benefits of being with him while not being with him. Thus, she should have to repay that. Whether she repays it or he repays it, I don't care. Our tax dollars should be recouped from this. There's a new scandal here every day with the Trudeau Liberals, but I'll keep bringing you guys the news. Thanks for stopping by here on this walk and talk in the forest. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. It's my second channel. It's added a layer of security for me here on YouTube. It's done a lot mentally for me just because I have some PTSD of having my livelihood just destroyed and deleted illegally. And I'm fully aware that most of you probably don't realize this is my second channel. It's got extra in the name, but the logo is very similar. I'm gonna be making this logo black. It'll be the same sort of moose logo, but black. And I'm gonna do something to the thumbnail so you know it's the second channel, where I do some different stuff like these walk and talks. I cover newsworthy topics that don't necessarily have video footage. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, get notified of all these videos. It stinks around here because there's some skunk cabbage next to me. That's skunk cabbage. When the bears come out of hibernation, they dig those up and they eat the roots, as it's one of the only food sources when they come out of hibernation. We're keeping it real here, and I'll keep fighting for freedom, bringing you guys the news, and I'll see you guys in the next one.